And you want to know what? It's not my fault that for whatever reason, rumor or not rumor, you got rid of the Corey Perry. I'm just saying. Listen, I'll be the one to say it. Throw your darts at me. I'll be the one to say it. But Chicago, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed where you are in the standings. I'm not impressed that there's no improvement here. And I hope I'm wrong by the end of the season, because otherwise you guys are going to be in some big trouble.
Take it away from
Sports show. Barn is alive again. Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes. Score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get 4.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Sports Show. That's right, it's the Sports Show, episode 335. Ladies and gentlemen, all is almost back and right with the world. As you see, I'm getting adjusted still. I probably should have recorded. There we go. I like this angle. All is almost back in the world. When I say all is almost back, look, you're going to notice a couple things. Number one, I'm going to ask you to do something. Follow us on the channels at Sports Show Podcast. Look for the blue and white logo. That's what's on the Instagram. Also, that's what's on the YouTube. Please subscribe to that YouTube channel at Sports Show Podcast, blue and white logo. You're getting all the great content. It's fantastic. It's great. My feet are back up on the table. I got my microphone back working. I see everything over here. I even came with look, I got a notepad, not a sheet, notepad with legitimate notes here. But here's what I don't have. I said almost all's right in the world. Coffee, got the coffee here too. I don't got the Mitch, I don't got the partner. I don't got the partner, but that's okay. He was keen, he was planning, he was ready. Look, just like any great athlete, they may tell you that the injury is 2 to 3 weeks, sustained, maybe long-term IR. But ladies and gentlemen, he's game time ready. In an unprecedented turnaround, he was ready to come back within a week. But things happened. So, and good thing, nothing bad happened, nothing bad. Just look, when you're giving birth in the hospitals and you're around and you got to relax. And so, the cat caught a little bit of a cold and he's got to be there. The guy's on double dad duty now. And I know what all you moms are saying. Oh, must be nice. Poor Mitch for one day. But it is poor Mitch. It is poor Mitch for one day, because I see day to day what he does and comes in to do the sports show, the ACT, the Greek hour, go to work, drive here, do this, do that, write the agenda. This right here alone absolves him from any wrongdoing. So I got to defend my partner on that one. But yeah, baby came healthy, doing well. It's beautiful. I'm not giving out the name. Why? Because look, that's for him to do if he wants to do it. In the Greek culture, there's a thing. You gotta wait some time, So it's not up to me. It's up to them and the others and everything. So we'll patiently wait. Mitch is wanted to be here. He's gonna be coming, and he's excited, and we can't wait to hear the story and everything. He's a changed man, ladies and gentlemen. To the Swiss Greek, I didn't give you the nod this time around. The reason being is only because I got to come here again the day of. I'm recording we're on the Friday where we usually do the Saturdays. So, I apologize. It was an efficient play. I could come from work, in, out, this, that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I still love you. Again, it was nothing personal. It was just business, okay? Look, speaking of business, I got a little thing to bring up, because it's business. What comes with business? Well, I was perusing the nets and came across what everyone else is coming across right now. Black Friday. Big business, huge business. For a while, all we were doing is waiting for Boxing Day. And then the world got restless. Specifically, the United States got restless. They got this Black Friday thing going on. Then all of a sudden, guess what happens? Us Canadians, we're up here to the north. We're the friends of the north. We're the Jon Snows of the sports world, if you will. We're north of the wall. We get jealous. We want ourselves a Black Friday. So there's a lot of Black Friday going on here, there, and everywhere. I got to tell you this. What side of the ledger are you on? All you, roster, chime in. Let me know. Do we love the Black Friday? Are we getting the right type of deal on the Black Friday? Do we like the fact that Black Friday, like Boxing Day, is now weeks in advance, not just one day? See, that's where I have a bone to pick with it. I got a couple. The first bone I'm going to pick with actually coincides with American Thanksgiving. You got turkey, bone, turkey, bone. NFL. How do you expect me to shop and make a commitment to the sport? To me, fundamental flaw. America is divided enough. It doesn't need to be more divided with choosing whether to get that long-awaited deal or watching the Green Bay Packers put on a clinic. Hey, Dolphins, Snowflake, Einhorn. You should have just let Einhorn and Finkel, however you want to slate it, capture Snowflake years ago because we gave it to you. But nonetheless, what do we think? I don't like it. I'll tell you why. I want the mad scramble. I want discount holidays to go back to being the one day. You want in? Fine. Call in sick. Call in the threat. Take the day off. Pre-plan. I don't care. I want it one day of scramble and let's go. And follow me on this. I would prefer instead of weeks at a time. No, you want in on the deal? It's one day and we're open for 24 hours and that's all you get. You get the Friday and that's it. So Thursday night at midnight, as soon as 1 second goes by, oh, it's on. Oh, it's on, Jerry. That's what I would. But yeah, Black Friday, I don't mind it. Overall, I do like the deals. I like the hysteria, though. There's something there. There's something there. But then everyone in the marketers, they know, just like Boxing Day, it's not Boxing Day, it's Boxing Week. But it's my 2 cents, okay? It's how I feel. It is what it is. I'm going to pull the notepad here a little bit. From there, we're going to go on into sports. We're going to go to the NHL, just like we typically start. And in the NHL, you know, I was debating. I said, what do I want to do? I want to keep it a little bit different. Like I said, Mitch is a master of the agenda. He's the VP of agenda and written, tailored solutions for the sports show. He has that title. He said I did a pretty good job last week. I was happy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's not the same, and it's hard for long periods of time. So I hope this is my last week. I need to get you in here, at least to start December. We'll get a couple reps. We'll do the Christmas show. Nonetheless, we'll get to the NHL. I decided, I go, how am I going to run it this week? And it came to me. I was looking at the standings the other day, as I do. I don't just peruse the nets like Mitch. I peruse the standings, the leagues. I'm looking what's going on, what's this and that. And you see there's some usual suspects over there. Okay, there's some usual suspects. You got your Floridas, for example, okay? To name a few. You got your Vegases out there. I like it. So then I look down the list on each of the conferences, or the divisions, excuse me. And I said, you know what? There's a couple people that have either come out of the woodwork or been there, but haven't quite done nothing with it. And ladies and gentlemen, it brings me to another edition and segment of Fakers or Makers. That's right. We're going to start in the East. Why? Because that's how Mitch would have wanted it. That's how he would have wanted it done here. We're going to start in the East. 2 teams, each division. And here we go. The Toronto Maple Leafs. Ladies and gentlemen, do we want them fakers or do we want them makers? What do you think? Listen. They have the ability. I like what's going on this year with that team. There's a different adversity. There's not just someone pumping a bunch of goals. Quite frankly, he's been off the shelf. He might return. We'll get into that a little later. But you're still a faker, Maple Leafs. You're still a faker to me until you prove it otherwise. I'm sorry. From there, we'll go in a rivalry. And I think you know where I'm going to go with this one both ways. But we're talking about the Boston Bruins falling off the face of the earth a little bit. Not up to that same pedigree that they've been used to. Making some structural changes. Right now, up 1 goal on the Penguins as we speak. But ladies and gentlemen, are the Boston Bruins fakers or are they makers? Well, in my humble opinion, I'm going to put them as makers. Why? This is a team that has won the Stanley Cup in recent years. This is a team that's broke the President's Trophy winners. This is a team where, by all accounts, we're supposed to be written off and your time is done. Find the way to get there. And it is a team that has the capacity to win it all. They can win it all. They can. Solid. They're studs. I have high respect for the Bruins. To me, they're makers. All right, let's move to the other division. We talked about it. There's a guy that I called out on this team, a brother that I called out on this team or not too long ago. It's the New Jersey Devils. Ladies and gentlemen, are they fakers or are they makers? Right now, they're atop of that division. They're picking up where they left off a couple years ago. Look, have they done anything? No. They haven't won a cup. They haven't done anything since those Scott Steven, Martin Brodeur days, those glory days of the New Jersey Devils, where even the most holies of holies was cheering for the Devils and saying that proud. I still got to give them the maker on this one. I do. I think this team is special. I think that we're watching something beautiful happen. And if it's not this year, I think it's in the coming years. I love what's happening with the New Jersey Devils. I'm going to put them in the makers because they are making it happen after a hard reset. So that's what I'm giving it to. Next, we move on. Washington Capitals. Look, fakers or makers. Everything is pointing right about this team. Everything's pointing right in the direction of this team. And I understand that. You got a guy chasing an all-time record. Stanley Cup winners. Always tough. Always what if. But I'm giving you the faker. Because outside of Ovechkin, I believe that we're still looking at the exact same team that we're looking at last year. And by that account, I got to give you faker Washington Capitals. I'm sorry, but I got to do it. I'm cheering for you, Ovi, but I got to do it. All right, let's move on to the West. Like I said, 2 teams in each one. We're keeping it short. We're keeping it sweet. Keeping it nice. We're going to start with the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild. Look, let's just cut to the chase. Fakers. We've seen this story before. We know exactly how it ends. We don't need to be surprised anymore. It's the same thing. Nothing's changed. Washington is forever the greatest, Minnesota is forever the greatest super average team that you'll ever know in your entire life. They are super and awesome at being average, and that's what you're going to get. It's the same thing, okay? Thanksgiving reference. It's the same gravy. I don't care what dish you put it on. I don't care how you're serving it to me. It's the same thing. Fakers. We're going to move on. You would say, who is the equivalent in Canada to the Minnesota Wild? Well, you're right. It's the Winnipeg Jets. It's the Winnipeg Jets. Are they fakers or are they makers? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, started the season hot, ended as the only undefeated team, last standing, I believe 18-5 record as we're talking about them right now on the sports show. I got to give you, it's going to hurt and I want to be wrong, but I got to give them fakers. Because the last time we saw this was against the Colorado Avalanche, where they got lit and it all went. We all know where it went. It went. Okay? I got to do it. Let's move on to the division. We're getting closer to home here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But the Los Angeles Kings, let's get to that division. Are they fakers or are they makers? Put it simply, I got to put you at fakers. I have a weird respect for the LA Kings coming off of that. I don't want to say dynasty because it wasn't a dynasty, but those years where they won the cups and it was them and Chicago and who was going to be the representative. And I mean, Carter and Richards and a fantastic team. And now with the Kopitar, can we go and just say that Anze Kopitar is one of the most underrated players of all time? I mean, this guy to me is never going to get the appreciation that he deserves, in my opinion. Which is interesting because you're playing in Los Angeles, a place where Gretzky graced his presence. But it is what it is. I got to put you at Fakers. Again, I think you're a bunch of really good average squad. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to come right home. We're going to bring it all back. It's the Calgary Flames. South Carolina George right now. He was probably sleeping through the first half. He's like, my boy Mitch isn't there, man. They're related, by the way, because he's not there. Dimitri, I love it. No, I'm kidding. He gives me praises. I appreciate it, George. Thank you for the love and the support on all the shows. On behalf of Mitch and I do appreciate you. I love you, buddy. And so I say Calgary Flames, and it moved. For George, it moved right now. He's going hysterical. He's going crazy. He's pulling out the Darth Vader suit as we speak. That's how excited he is. So, Calgary Flames, are you fakers? Are you makers? But I got to take it from the perspective of I'm not a Calgary fan and I don't live here. From that standpoint, I'm going to give them the makers. I know. Look, I watched this squad. Young guys, up-and-comers. But here's why I'm putting them as makers. For the same reason that I put the New Jersey Devils in there too. These are teams that are making things happen with what they got. Decimated team. Players left. The franchise was in trouble. Bringing people in. Overpaying. The Huberdeau. I mean, there's a laundry list with the Flames. But then you look and you're talking about the Dustin Wolves. You're talking about the Zaris. You're talking about a lot of these young guys, and they're winning, and they're there. And I'm liking what's happening. And you look at the Backlunds and the captaincy of Backlund, and I'll tell you right now, I'm loving me what is happening. So I'm going to put you as makers. All right, George, I made your day, buddy. I made your day. I got one more thing I want to talk about here in the NHL. Couple things. There's this guy in the San Jose Sharks program. Okay? Celebrini, hey, how you doing? Hey, young guy, I gotta score some goals. Hey, how you doing? Pass me the puck, hey. Let me explain to you something. To me, right now, there is no better young player in the National Hockey League than this man from San Jose. That's right. I said it. You're going to look at me and say, but Dimitri, what about Connor Bedard? What about the Bedard? No. Bedard's got 2 years in. I don't see that Chicago team anywhere up further in the standings. I don't see him on the crazy sports highlights. I'm not saying he's not going to get there, but what I'm saying is he's got a leg up, but a head down. Because this guy from San Jose, the Celebrini, is my guy. He's the young guy. He is, look at what he's doing. Wrist shots from anywhere, tipping pucks to pass, dangling and mangling. Come on. This guy's got moves like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. That's right. Whew, I said it. I believe in it. This guy right now, to me, is on top. Which brings me to the segment that you all needed, but didn't know until Mitch left. If Celebrini's on top, then we got to talk about the flop. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I bring to you right now the Sinatra's flop of the week. Sinatra's, you want to go for the flop. Stay for the nick, have a slice of pizza, maybe take the whole pie. 403-455-7222. And you tell him that the sports show guys sent you. You might, I'm not promising anything, but you might get a little bit of an extra, maybe a couple extra cheese hits that pie. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, Nick and the team's going to take care of you. Sinatra's home of the flop. And the flop of the week, I just said it. Connor Bedard's Chicago Blackhawks, that whole organization. Where are you? What are you doing? You told me you drafted a phenom. And now people, you're going to say to me, well, Dimitri, hold on a sec. You're a Pittsburgh Penguins fan. It took a couple people to come into that organization and come in and do this and do this and do this and do that. Fine. I understand it. Maybe it did take a few years and a couple good draft picks, but that team was kind of set up for him to come in, and people were even leaving teams to come play. And you want to know what? It's not my fault that for whatever reason, rumor or not rumor, you got rid of the Corey Perry. I'm just saying. Listen, I'll be the one to say it. Throw your darts at me. I'll be the one to say it. But Chicago, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed where you are in the standings. I'm not impressed that there's no improvement here. And I hope I'm wrong by the end of the season, because otherwise you guys are going to be in some big trouble. Some big trouble. Anyways, I said it. There you are. You know what I need to do, or Amy, if you're listening, with the whole flop of the week thing? Is there like a background music we can do? I remember back in the day, and Rosser, whoever, for those that have followed us way back in the day, I'll never forget, we would have like the money-making matchup, the 5-star pick of the week, the Macklin Mint. Like, we always had these segments. And we had this music in the background that would always go. I remember the Alchemy Studios, Jeff, like he was giving this music in the background. It was great. So I think the Sinatra's flop of the week, and maybe it's almost like, maybe it's like Sinatra's. Oh, we need a Sinatra song. Like the. Maybe that's in the background. See what I'm saying? Just trying to make improvements. From there, we go to the juggernaut, keeping the verbiage the same. A lot of things happening in the NFL. We're getting closer. Season's almost over. We're at the Thanksgiving mark, the very coveted Thanksgiving mark, where games are in different times, but people are having fun, and they put it for divisionals and this, that, and the other thing. A lot of things happening in the NFL. I like this time. We talked about it with Black Friday. It's just a really cool time, and it's other sports. It just came to me. Maybe instead of an all-star break, maybe it's just highlighting a holiday like the NFL does. It's a good seasonal point. Maybe just match fix in terms of, make sure your rivals are always playing. And maybe pick a holiday because I'll tell you, I look forward to Thanksgiving NFL football more than any other break next to March Madness, okay? Or even the college football finals, okay? So I'm just saying, maybe if you scrap those programs and we just have a holiday, that tradition, and maybe you tie in, like in the NHL, that's where you put your stadium and winter series, and maybe the NBA, I don't know, maybe the NBA is plays like street side, like maybe you find street courts. There's an idea, street courts. Write that down. What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about, first and foremost, teams that are just gluttons for punishment, that no matter how much right they do in the world, they cannot help themselves but go out of their way to do so many wrongs in the world. And you can hear it in my voice. I'm very happy about this. I really am, because of who did it. And it's you, Minnesota. And J-Bo, okay, let me tell you something, J-Bodes. I will say what I want about the Vikings because it's my show. And until you put your money where your mouth is and you buy a ticket and you come down here and you even show your face to the sports show, you show your face to this sports show, I will talk however I want about the purple team. I don't care. But your purple team, they got a good thing going. They found the quarterback. They found the quarterback that they want. They found that. They said, hey, Jets, don't worry, we'll take him in. We'll take him in. He looks cold. He looks hungry. Give him something to eat. Maybe some hot tea. Maybe a Starbucks. Whatever it is. And they brought him back to life, and it's beautiful. And the Vikings are doing it. And they could have just kept that. But you got greedy. You got greedy. Look, you don't win the lottery or get hit by lightning twice. The Daniel Jones, this guy becomes available, and you say, hey, we could do it again, right? Let's just take our casino winnings. We'll put it back into the machine. We got a hit. We'll get those free spins. We could do it again. If there was a Sinatra's flop of the week for the NFL, ladies and babies, honey sugar babies, I would have given it right then and there to this purple team. This is great. Listen, you guys, listen. And you're going to turn to me and say, but Dimitri, you and Mitch talk about the 2-quarterback system. The Wentz and the big dick Nick. Yeah, totally different, you guys. Totally different. And if you can't see it, then you're just a Minnesota fan. What I say about the Wild earlier in the NHL, they are just a bunch of super average. And I'm really glad that their NFL counterparts cannot help themselves but follow suit. Anyways, thank you for letting the Detroit Lions really win the division. And truly appreciate, for however reason, letting the Packers hurdle you in this NFC. So again, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Great job. Speaking of other things where again, why? My cohort, my partner in crime, he talks about riding the hot hand. He talks about momentum. He talks about all of these things. You know, then you go and we have to talk about this young man named Josh Allen. Oh, Josh Allen, you had a good thing going. You are under the hot seat, my friend, of are you just a regular season quarterback or are you a playoff quarterback? Are you a franchise quarterback? Can they win with you? And you took it personally. So this year you decided to go out and, hey, I don't care what kind of Stephon Diggs you take at me. I don't need that guy anymore. I can go do whatever it is I want to do. And you've been doing it so much to the point you beat a team that was unbeatable. Just doing my old Vince McMahon there. Listen, man, you had it all. You punched your ticket. You had Willy Wonka's ticket. You had the golden ticket in your hands. You got there. And he told you, just don't touch anything. Willy Wonka, a.k.a. the NFL, the whole sports world told you, listen, don't steal the everlasting gobstopper and don't touch anything. But you had to drink the soda, didn't you? You had to go with your old Grandpa Charles and you had to drink the soda. And you did something stupid in the middle of a season. Love is love. I get it. But you got engaged? You got engaged? You changed your focus for this? Because guess what? You couldn't wait to the end of the season because you want to know what your weeks are? They're not studying game tape right now. They are not studying game tape. It's not studying the other team. It's not riding your momentum, riding the proverbial Mitch hot hand. It's, honey, do you think our colors should be matching the jerseys? Or do you think we should go something different? Honey, should we get a new house in the hills? Hey, darling, I just decided that we should go ahead and I booked us an appointment for the florist to make sure that the flowers are all in check. That's what you did. Why? And there goes the season for 2 teams. I'm happy about one. I'm really not so happy on this one. You couldn't wait. You couldn't wait. And you fiance, you couldn't give the ring back and say, hey, put this on the trophy. Or, hey, I don't want a ring. I want Mr. Lombardi. I'm just saying. I'm not wrong. Everyone's listening. They know I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. And yes, I did listen to Andrew Dice Clay a lot growing up. Nonetheless, I want to talk about something on a positive note that not everyone's talking about, and they should be. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. There's not enough. You guys, all I'm going to say, watch it. Watch it. I don't like this. I don't like when we don't talk about people that are doing really good things. I don't like it. It scares me, and the NFL should be scared. Get engaged. Mid-season. I don't know what to tell you. From there, we're off to rapid fans. Austin Matthews is likely to make his return for the Toronto Maple Leafs this weekend. I'll believe it when I see it or not. Take your time. We're good. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I got to go with not take your time. It's good. They're doing all right. They're doing all right. I'm just saying. Lewandowski is the third player to join the company of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo as the only other person to score 100 goals in the Champions League in soccer. Silent killer, or it sucks to always be. Listen, great achievement, but at the end of the day, no one cares because all you are is the Andy Murray of the soccer world. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Aaron Rodgers says that the Jets are 100% or have 100% a problem after leak reports come out that there may be some reshuffling, including one Aaron Rodgers. Keeping it 100 or 60% of the time, Aaron sucks. Listen, again, I think the franchise is keeping it 100 about addressing a problem. And guess what? You ain't got that kind of clout anymore, Mr. Rodgers. Oh, here's a good one. This one, I was debating whether I should put it as a topic or not because there's a lot to be said. But I realized this topic only works if Mitch was here, so I got to gloss over it. Shohei Ohtani is seeking $325 because of fraud due to purchases of baseball cards. Listen, autographs only or turn around and sell them for $1 million. Hey, listen. It takes the dollars to make the 100, to make the 1,000, to make the everything. The pennies make the dollars, ladies and gentlemen. I like this move. You get it for everything because I'm telling you, after the World Series, those cards are worth a lot, okay? I wonder what the adjusted cost base is on those cards for him. But yes, they're worth a lot, and I would get them back. I would. This is great. I mean, this whole story and saga, I don't even know what to tell you. It's great. I love new developments. I really do. I love the gossip. What can I say? I'm a sucker for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from there we go to, it's that time. Time flies when you're having fun, but we go to MAGA MALAKA. This week for MAGA MALAKA, I decided let's keep on trend. Let's bring it back as we started, just like we did the other week over there. And what we're going to do is talk about Black Friday. What should you buy? So here we go. MAGA MALAKA, what should you be purchasing for Black Friday? Number one, we started the list, electronics. MAGA or MALAKA. Look, I got to give this a MAGA. Black Friday, for me, I'm always looking at the electronics. What do we got going on here? TVs, stereo, any kind of electronic. They're always on good sales. There's always door crashers. There's always something going on. Great value. I say MAGA, go with the electronics. To that, very similar, what about appliances? Listen, I'm going to give this one a MAGA because I'm doing it right now. I got skin in the game. I'm brokering appliance purchases. We're updating a couple things in the house, appliances being one of them. I give it a MAGA. Again, these are the type of things that really go on sale. But you got to do your homework and you got to come prepared. It's my only advice to you. Okay. Food for Black Friday, MAGA or MALAKA? Look, unless it's a special, unless there's a reason why food is going on discount, if they're really enticing you to take the food and get it off their shelves and like, can you really get it out of here? That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So I'm going to go MALAKA with food. Be careful. Just because it's on sale doesn't mean it won't go stale. All right. Here we got another one. Gift cards, MAGA or MALAKA. No. I think that gift cards or gift card purchases for Black Friday should be outlawed and banned. What's the point? MALAKA, what's the point? Furniture, MAGA or MALAKA, Black Friday. Again, high-ticket items. These are the things, if you're in the hunt, if you're in the mix, you got to go for it. You got to get that furniture. Okay, you got to get that furniture. You got to get that deal. It's there to be had. Warranty alone. I give it a MAGA. Here's one. Cars, vehicles, automobiles. MAGA or MALAKA. Black Friday. I'm going to give it a MALAKA. I don't think that you should absolutely give up power to these car salesmen when you don't need to. You can get those deals pretty much throughout the calendar. Just have some patience. And remember, They need your sale more than you need their car. And you can quote me on the sports show. Last but not least, MAGA or MALAKA, it's Black Friday. Baseball cards. Listen. If a guy like Ohtani, who's brokering $70+ million a year, highest paid athlete all time in the MLB, if this guy's going back and saying, hey, I know how to make money, I see money, I want that money, then ladies and gentlemen, to me, it's not only money, it's MAGA. I give baseball cards MAGA on the list right here. And that's right. You know why? Because why not? That's why I say, look, there's money to be had. We got guys like Tasso and the Mitch and these guys, other Mitch, brother-in-law Mitch. They're in that card game. Hey, I made a couple G's off the Bedard myself, doing my thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I like it. Here's what else I like. I like the fact that you tuned in this week. I like the fact that you are supporting us on those channels. Remember, at Sports Show Podcast, look for a blue and white logo. On Instagram, please subscribe. On YouTube, please subscribe. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, CJSW 90.9 on the FM dial. We're everywhere. It's global. Hopefully Mitch is back next week. It'd be great to get this back. It's fun. But listen, this is episode 335. It's another one for the books. But we do got to shove it in the locker because I do got to hit the showers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again. Appreciate it. W, we're saved by the bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast. Amy can do anything.
She's the best.